Well, it's December, which means we've made it to what will likely be the boss level of 2020. Good luck, everyone. Hey everyone, it's Spencer with Spencer trying his best, and since it is December, for all of you writers out there, it means you've survived another year of National Novel Writing Month. And for those of you that wrote 50,000 words during NaNoWriMo, let me say congratulations. That's amazing. That's a huge accomplishment. But since it is 2020, even if all you did was write 30 words during the 30 days of November, I say you should feel good about that too. You know, you accomplished something. Or if all you did was write a vague novel idea on the back of a Chipotle receipt because eating a chicken burrito was the only thing keeping you from teetering over the brink of madness, I say you should feel good about that too. I've been there. I, for one, love NaNoWriMo, even though I've never won it. I've never even come within striking distance of 50,000 words. So I guess really more like the misguided boyfriend in a romance movie, I don't really love NaNoWriMo, I love the idea of NaNoWriMo. This year was no different than the past several years. I went in and tried to give it a good shot, tried to feel optimistic, but ultimately I ended up failing. So I thought I'd break down the 3 ways that I really messed up this year. So this is how not to NaNoWriMo. The first way to fail at NaNoWriMo is don't prepare. For some writers, October has become the younger brother of NaNoWriMo that they've dubbed Preptober. They spend those days getting ready for NaNoWriMo so they can really hit the ground running on November 1st, and those people are called smart. This year, October happened to be mine and my wife's 10-year wedding anniversary, so we spent some time doing some socially distanced hiking in New Hampshire, and then we spent the evenings eating takeout in our hotel room and watching a lot of HGTV. And while I enjoyed it a lot, I definitely didn't spend any time thinking about NaNoWriMo. I'm not saying you need to spend all of October plotting for NaNoWriMo, but it's probably a good idea to set aside some time to come up with a plan and think about some ideas so that on November 1st you're not just opening up your computer and staring down a blank Word document. The second way to fail at NaNoWriMo is to ignore red flags. Let me share with you some footage of myself from the beginning of November. Well, it's only 5:30 and it's already quite dark out. Must be November. As I'm filming this, it is currently day 4 of every writer's favorite month. It is NaNoWriMo. I have tried to do NaNoWriMo in the past and I've just gone down in flames every time. I usually burn out after about a week, so it's really more like NaNoWriWe. But this year I'm gonna try to do the whole month. I'm gonna try to do the whole Mo. But you know what they say, Mo month, Mo problems? I don't know. And admittedly, I am quite a bit behind on my word count, although I'm gonna cut myself a little bit of slack just because there's been this little election thing going on in America that's been consuming quite a bit of my brain power and my thinking. It's just a little thing. I don't think many people have heard about it really, honestly. But it's kind of over now. But not really. So who knows how that will continue to affect my month. Did you notice how I said it was already November 4th and I had barely started? That means I was already several thousand words behind. There was no way I was ever going to make up that ground without a solid plan. I was just trying to ride a wave of optimism all the way to 50,000 words, when really I was drowning in an ocean of delusion. During NaNoWriMo, it's really important to be honest with yourself about how much time and energy you have to really devote to this thing and adjust your expectations or even adjust your goals. It's okay to make your goal for NaNoWriMo 30,000 words or 20,000 words. No one's judging you except you, unless you document your failure and post it on YouTube. The third way to lose at NaNoWriMo is get distracted. If you're trying to knock out over 1,600 words a day, that should be your main priority. You should wake up determined and ready to dive in. I did not do that. I rolled out of bed and worked my 9 to 5 and then tried to summon the energy to write on evenings and during the weekend. And that's tough. Then in the middle of November, my wife and I decided to paint our dining room. And don't get me wrong, it looks great. I'm happy we did it, but I definitely lost time going to the hardware store and picking up supplies and then doing the actual painting. Later in the month, I also bought the new Miles Morales Spider-Man game and played that quite a bit. And even though it was a lot of fun, it was definitely a time suck. Still, can you really blame a guy for trying to find a little joy in 2020? So how much writing did I actually do in November? Because I did actually get some done. So for me, most of October was eaten up by copy edits to my debut novel, Kind of Sort of Fine. So for NaNoWriMo, I really just wanted to dive back in to rediscover the joy of what it was like to create from scratch. Not really editing, just free writing, and seeing where that would take me. But I also wasn't exclusively focused on a novel. I also wanted to get back into journaling and do some writing on some side projects that I enjoy. In the end, I wrote about 8,000 words of a novel. I did just over 1,900 words of journaling and did about 1,700 words on side projects. Now that only comes out to like 11,600 words, or 386 words per day on average. And I recognize that that's a far cry from the 50,000 word goal. But one of my favorite YA writers, Nina LaCour, lives by a writing motto of some words on most days. And I think that's a good motto to live by, because even though I didn't hit 50,000 words, I still came out with 11,600 more words than I had on October 31st. And that counts for something. I hope you had a great NaNoWriMo if you participated, and I hope you enjoyed hearing about mine. Feel free to drop a comment down in the comments section and let me know how many words you wrote. If you wrote 100,000, if you wrote 3 novels, whatever, feel free to brag down there. That is an open brag section. If you lapped me many times and you want to rub it in my face, that's fine. I can handle it. If you enjoyed this video, if you like to talk about writing and books and the creative process, I hope you'll consider subscribing to this channel. And I hope to see you next time.